One. We are live, Rhea.
Hello, happy to be live, happy to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to those of you joining us live. And we know we've got a few. We know Donna's on. And good evening to those joining us on the replay. And a special good evening to those joining us on YouTube. Hey.
Yes, isn't that great?
Absolutely. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Tune in Tuesday on YouTube. So,
Yes.
so Laura, where are you?
I am in Punta Mita, Mexico.
Ooh, that sounds very nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Mm.
It's beautiful. My whole family is in the Pacific Ocean right now.
That sounds wonderful. And I'm sure
I'm hoping that my internet stays okay
well, right now
through this.
we're okay. We're okay. We hear you very well. So that's a good thing.
Okay.
So thrilled.
Great. So
And
how are you, Rhea?
I am doing fine. The weather here is not quite what it is in Mexico. It's been a rainy afternoon. I think it was drizzly a little this morning, but it's still great. I have no complaints. You know, you need rain as well as sunshine.
Yes.
So it's great to have the balance. So yeah, and it's not like snow. You know, I had something pop up on my Facebook that said 8 years ago we had a snowstorm, and
Oh,
no complaints, none whatsoever. So yeah, so I'm doing well, thanks. Yeah, and it's the
good. Good.
last couple of days of October. That's just so hard to believe that in 2 days we'll be sitting on top of the month of November, and in the last quarter of the year, it's amazing. So
I know. It's hard to believe the year goes by
so
so
fast, so
fast,
fast.
right? And that's why, if we're not intentional about what we want to accomplish,
Mm-hmm.
we don't always do it.
And it's good to think those things through, even ahead of time. Because something just came to mind. I have a wonderful, beautiful friend who's getting married in January, and one of the things she said
Mm.
was, she wanted to be very, very intentional, very present on that day. Now, to someone just listening to us for the first time, it's like, well, if you're there, you're present. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But if you if you've ever had a big event that you built up to and planned for, and you get to that day, and things just slip by
Mm-hmm.
so quickly, and then the next thing you know, you're on the back end of you're getting in bed asking what happened to the day. So I applaud her, for my friend Eileen. I applaud her for really wanting to be intentional about just taking the time and taking things in, and experiencing and feeling what she will feel on that day. And I know she's going to have just a
Mm.
wonderful, blessed day, and people are really
Yeah.
going to enjoy being with her on that day, because she's just so tuned in to not only what she's going to feel, but making a great experience for other people. I know.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so what are we talking about today, Laura?
So I think we're going to touch on integrity and what happens when we're on the other side of integrity, when we're out of integrity.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yep. That sort of out of integrity, out of sync kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I was sharing that I had an experience. Actually, today, it was today, where I just felt like I was dragging,
Mm.
and I couldn't attribute it to, like, some people say, oh, well, the weather is just really cloudy, Yeah, but I don't always have that kind of a reaction to the weather. And I knew this was not just the weather or, cloudy day blues or anything like that. This was something more. And
Hmm.
and I was able to recognize very quickly what it was. It was I was out of integrity. I mean, there were some things that I had promised to do, promised myself that I was going to do. There were some obligations that I had. And it wasn't just a matter of not getting to things on my to-do list. That's not what
Hmm.
it was. It's a little bit more than that. It's, I can have a laundry list of items on the to-do list, but there will only be certain items that I actually promise will be done, whether I'm promising myself or promising someone else, where I am, putting myself out there and committing.
Uh-oh.
And I'm sorry, someone actually called, my phone just rang. and, and when, and when,
Oh, okay. As long as it wasn't
yeah,
me.
no. And when they don't happen, when I don't do what I need to do, I feel it. I do. I feel. So guess what? Yes, we believe that it matters because we believe that when we are in integrity and when we're doing this, that it matters not just to us but to the people that we serve and support and love. Yeah. Yeah. So when someone
Mhm.
said that to you earlier, how did you respond?
Well, it was very interesting because they said, "Well, why do you have to leave?" And I said, "Well, it first of all, I said, "What day is it?" And they said, "I don't know. What day is it?" I said, "It is Tuesday."
Okay, you're in
And
tropical
you know,
paradise. Absolutely.
yes, yes. And it's hard, it's hard for people to understand
Hmm.
certain things that you do for a reason because you do them for your reason,
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
not somebody else's.
Yes. Yeah.
So people don't always understand that. But when you are out of integrity with yourself.
Hmm.
And it comes out in lots of different ways. I mean, I know for me, I think about it a lot at night,
Right.
you know,
Right. A lot of people have that.
before I.
They can't go to sleep
Mhm.
even because and it's not just saying, "Oh, I didn't do 15 things." It's like, "Oh, I didn't do that." Oh, or something what that
Yeah.
thing is, what that thing is.
Yeah. Or the way you did that.
Yeah. Oh, that too.
Yeah. Like maybe you did it,
Hmm.
but not in the way that
Hmm.
would keep you in integrity.
Yeah. Yeah. And oh,
And so I feel it. I feel that the second I'm out of integrity, I feel it. And other people are going to justify it that it's okay.
hmm.
It's okay. And why do you think they do that, Rhea?
Well, there's a comfort there. That because that way they don't have to push themselves either. Sometimes if you're pushing, then they think maybe they need to push, and they'll say, "Well, no, you don't have to do that. It's okay. You don't have to do that." But that's based on their lid, their self-image, But we
Yes.
are acting. Each individual acts according to their own self-image. Now we've talked about the fact that you cannot outperform your own self-image. So it's
Hmm.
really important that you not only examine it, but that you stretch it and then and that you hold it so that you really can experience all the great things that come with it. But yeah,
Right.
yeah, I think that's. I mean, do you agree that sometimes that's the reason why? I mean, there could be other reasons too.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a big part of it is that when you're in integrity with something, it makes somebody else feel like they're they're less than if they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Are you hearing
Yeah,
me
I'm
okay?
hearing you just fine. Just
Okay.
making sure I've got
Okay.
power and everything's working
Okay.
here.
I also feel like some people don't know what it feels like to be in integrity. And if you don't know what it feels like to be in integrity, then you're not going to know the difference when you're out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I've had people say to me, well, I don't know why you do it like that. They wouldn't do it like that for you.
Well, I think one thing a lot of people might be familiar with uh, is an example. Someone has struggled with their weight, and they're committed to making a change. And I've heard this story so many times, and then people will do things to try to get them off of their goal. You know, someone
Mm,
who has started a healthier eating plan, and then you decide to go buy donuts and then just sort of harass them until they eat one. And why? And we often call that sabotage. You know, why do people do that to one another? It's very hard sometimes to stay in integrity, to maintain a commitment, and and I
mhm.
just, at least for me, I just really hope that I have not engaged in sabotaging what someone else is trying to do when I know how hard it is to accomplish, a lot of the things that we set our minds to.
Yeah. But you know, as well as I do that, unfortunately, we don't always have people cheering
Sure.
us on when we're
Mm-hmm.
succeeding, right? Which was one of the things with the John Maxwell team that I've always felt like made it so special is that so many people cheer you on, right? So sometimes if you're approaching a goal and you're close to getting it, you know, there might be people that, you know, whether they mean it or not, they might self sabotage their own selves. So they may not do it
Mm-hmm.
intentionally, but yes, they'll do what they can sometimes to push you a little off track because then they don't feel bad if they're off
That's
track.
right.
But if that's the case, then I think we have to look around at who we're spending our time with.
Well, it's been a while since we've talked about our our inner circle, and how important it is to have a supportive inner circle, and how important it is to recognize that our inner circle may not be the people that you spend the most have traditionally spent the most time with. May not be
Yeah,
your some of your friends and relatives. When you really step back and look at who has been and who is supportive of what it is you're doing.
right, right. So if you have people like that around you, then you might want to look at creating that inner circle, those people around you that do support you. Because when people say to me, well, why are you leaving the beach to go do a tune in? What does it do? Is it your job? Is it what you do? Why are you leaving all the fun? You know, I think in my mind, Rhea will understand why I do
Oh,
that.
yes, of
You
course.
know, and Rhea will, you know, we have that person to support us. And so it's important to feel supported
Mm-hmm.
in reaching your
Mm-hmm.
goals. You know, so if you don't have those people in your life, then find them, right? Look where you might find growth oriented people, people that do want to do better, that are looking to develop
Mm-hmm.
themselves, reach their potential, step out of their comfort
Yes.
zone.
Yes. And they are out there. That's the thing. When I mean,
Yeah.
not that this is not a video necessarily about the John Maxwell team, and we're not selling the John Maxwell team to the group. Although we do have other people who are part of JMT who are regular supporters of ours. But I didn't anticipate that I was going to, make a wonderful friend for life. When I
Yeah.
signed up for that, I came because I wanted some speaking lessons. That was it.
Yeah.
I didn't have any interest in coaching. It had not ever crossed my mind. And so it was never a question of whether I could be a good coach or whether I thought I would be a good coach. I never planned to be a coach. And and to be exposed to these wonderful things and these wonderful people who are also human, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, everyone, we all dance around the campfire and sing these wonderful kumbaya songs. I mean, that's not what I'm saying. But we have mentors too who are very, very supportive. And that for me has, like I said, mentorship has its privileges. That has made a difference. And supportive in a way that they're also realistic, and they also understand that yes, sometimes you do get off track, like us talking about this today. Sometimes you do fall short. Sometimes you do fall. Victim's not the right word, but so you do fall into the pattern of signing on. Following those shiny objects, shiny object syndrome, they call it. There are all kinds
Yeah.
of things that we do, but ultimately, if you're committed to your overall vision and plan, that makes a difference.
Yes. Yes. And if you're with people that are also committed and
Yes.
also have a plan or also have a goal or also want something, from their life or to give, like
Mm-hmm.
having purpose,
Mm-hmm.
just having purpose,
And that,
which I believe we all have purpose. I just don't know that we all tune
yes,
into it.
yes. And I think it's different than I thought. At what point, everyone was talking about finding your purpose, finding your purpose, finding your purpose. And in my mind, the way that I imagined that was there was some, whether it was a calling or there was something out there that I was supposed to do, and I had to find that, because the key to everything, key to happiness, key to good fortune, key to, everything was wrapped up in that thing, but I had no idea what it was. I didn't know how to get there. I didn't know. So I was just sort of waiting,
Mm-hmm.
standing on the yellow brick road, waiting for the good witch to show up. It's just, I didn't know what was happening. And, then I made a shift. Instead of waiting for someone to come, to me, I made a shift and decided that I needed to work on myself. And there were things that
Mm-hmm.
I needed to do within myself. And as I started doing that, then things became, a bit more clear about, what I was called to do and how I could best support other people. So it's a little different than I thought it was going to be. What, 8 years ago, 8, 9 years ago, but I'm so
Yeah.
glad that I'm on the path that I'm on.
Right, but you took a
Mm-hmm.
step.
Yep.
And it all begins with a step. It all begins with a step toward something different, toward your goal, out of your
Mm-hmm.
comfort zone. It leads to
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah, it does.
It does. And so it doesn't always have to be giant steps. It could be little steps. But talking tonight about integrity, that's an important piece. Because if you don't feel in integrity with yourself, then you don't have the confidence, the clarity, the belief in
Mm-hmm.
yourself if you're not in
That's right.
integrity. You don't even trust yourself. You don't even know if you'll do what you say you're going to do.
And that's an awful feeling. That's an awful.
I think so.
It's awful to let yourself down. And I've been there before, where
Yes.
it wasn't even a matter
Yes.
of letting other people down, where I realized you just let yourself down. That's the honest to goodness truth.
But isn't it interesting how we don't want to let other people down way more than we don't want to let ourselves
Yeah,
down?
yeah. We have that kind of outward thing that we do in so many areas of our lives. Yes, we'll do things for other people and sacrifice our own integrity, but make certain that we take
Yes.
care of what needs to be taken care of for them. I mean, even as basic as we'll sacrifice our own happiness, our own health, for the sake of taking care of others, when we need to first of all take care of ourselves. So yeah, there's a lot to be explored, a lot we could go into on the issue, on the
Mm-hmm.
subject of self integrity.
Yeah. But odds are, if you are in integrity with
Mm-hmm.
yourself, you will be in integrity with other people. You will be able to be counted on
Yes.
with other people. But it doesn't work when you're just there for
Mm-hmm.
other people, but you're not in integrity with yourself.
Well,
There's a part of you that has to know that you're going to do what you say.
yes, absolutely. And don't you, and do you agree that once you master those little things, how you do the little things is how you do everything. And once and
Yes.
that's what it takes to really get back on track when you have let yourself down. You've got to at least I had to take baby steps to get myself, let's get it back together. Let's get
Mm-hmm.
back, let's
Mm-hmm.
examine where things went awry, and let's get it done. Let's get it fixed.
Yeah. And baby steps are great. I mean, guess what? Everybody started walking with a baby
Hmm.
step. And that was a pretty big deal
As a
as a baby.
baby.
So baby steps
Yeah,
are nothing to joke about. Like they're real.
they
They're
they
real
are.
steps. It's okay to take
And it
baby
still
steps
moves you.
sometimes.
You still move across the room, no matter whether they're baby steps or big
Mm-hmm.
giant steps. You're still getting across the room. Now, the difference is, if you took baby steps, you were less likely to hurt yourself than if you
Right.
tried to take off at a different kind of pace. But and you know what, too, Laura, whether it's baby steps or taking small compounded actions, it's just the fact that we just got to act, whether they're little
Right.
steps, big steps, compounded actions, which are very, very powerful. You have to act, and
Yeah.
the action is so important. It's so important.
So tonight, as we talk about self-integrity, a few things to think about. One is awareness. What does self-integrity mean to
Hmm.
you? Right? Because if you don't have the awareness about self-integrity, you're not going to know when you're out of it. And it's okay to be out of it. It's human to be out of it, but just
Hmm.
get back in it, because that's where the good stuff happens, when we are in integrity.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, thank you all for tuning in again, right? So Rhea and I come live every week with topics to help you tune into yourself. So takeaway tonight, what is your self-integrity like? How do you know when you're out of integrity?
Mm-hmm.
When you may have done something that you don't feel good about?
Yes. And then how do you get back on track?
Mm-hmm.
After you have that realization. And sometimes it takes a little, little nudge to get you back on track. Sometimes it takes a push. Sometimes you need a crane to come in and, and lift you to where you need to go. But, the main thing is take the action, take the
Yeah.
steps. If
Yeah.
you've messed up, I said, if you mess up, fess up and then clean up. Because life is short.
Right.
And when you stay out of integrity repeatedly, or for extended periods of time, then it's like letting a wound, an open wound fester. It becomes worse over time. And you
Yeah.
don't want that. You don't want that. It becomes harder to rectify the situation. And all kinds of things can happen. Whether it's then there's shame that seeps in. Then
Right.
there's so
Right.
no, just really I have stepped out of integrity, messed up many, many, many times, and will again.
Yes. Me. Yes. Yes. But when you're out of integrity for a length of time too, Rhea,
Mm-hmm.
we get used to it. You could get used to
Mm-hmm.
lying. You could get used to being out of
Mm-hmm.
integrity. You could get used to, you could
Mm-hmm.
get used to those things. And that's just not where the good stuff happens. So if you're out of integrity, if your conscience or you don't feel right about something that you did or something you said you were going to do, please don't think that, well, you know what, I already screwed up. So no, just get
Yeah.
right back in. Get back on the horse, get back in the gym,
Mm-hmm.
get back with a relationship, whatever it is that you feel out of integrity, you can get
Yes.
back in it.
Yes.
And it's worth it. It's
It
worth it
really is.
to believe in yourself. It's so hard to believe in
Mm-hmm.
ourselves when we're out of
Yes.
integrity. We don't even trust ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And there's a
So,
great lesson in there. There's a great lesson in that period of time where you're getting back. There's so much you learn about yourself and about others during that period.
right, right. So, you know what? It's important to be proud of yourself on the inside,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to feel that you are going to do as you say. So think about that. Think about not letting
Yes.
yourself down. Just like, we think about not letting other people down most of the time.
Yes. All right. I,
All right. So I'm really sorry. I know my picture is very pixelated, but I don't know how good the internet is where I am right now. So I'm just glad that we didn't get cut
yes,
off.
me too. Me too. And glad we were still able to share having another international broadcast. So
Yeah.
and Laura and I do this because we are committed to supporting you as you lead ridiculously amazing lives. That is what we do. That's what we love. So
Yes. And you are an example to somebody. There's
mm-hmm.
somebody watching you. There's somebody looking at you. And so lead your life as an
Yes.
example to other people, because living that ridiculously amazing life it's there. It's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
touchable. It's reachable. We're not saying it's easy, but we come here every week to help you to tune
Yes.
into yourself. So I just want to do a little shout out, Rhea, because today is Allie's
Oh,
birthday.
hello. Happy birthday, Allie.
Yes. So happy birthday, Allie. Allie is somebody that tunes in every week.
Yes.
My friend Debbie is on, who is going to be a grandmother. So
Woohoo!
congratulations to her. And
Congratulations.
thanks for tuning in, Deb. Okay. So do you want to sign us off,
Yes.
Rhea?
All right. Well, everyone, thank you once again for joining us. And if you are joining us on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Wow. Subscribe to Tune In Tuesday. That way you'll know each time that we upload one of our videos. And in the process, certainly we upload after each of our Tuesday sessions, but I'm in the process of going back and digging out the older videos so that we can load those as well. So thank you for your support. Leave your comments, share with others. And we look forward to sharing with you again next Tuesday. Have a great time, Laura.
Yes. And do share. Thank you,
All
Rhea.
right.
Have a great week,
Love you
everybody.
too.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.